This, my friends, is the new She-Hulk. And it's so bad. I don't know if any of you have been keeping up with the MCU at all. You know, I've been watching since like Iron Man. All right, it's been a hell of a ride. Let's say that. It has now got into cringe territory. The storylines are bad. The characters are bad. I have no desire to watch anymore. I think the last one that I watched was Loki. I think it started off. I mean, Disney Plus's Marvel offering started off relatively decently. I thought WandaVision was actually pretty great until the end. And then like Captain America and the Winter Soldier just got stupid awkward. It had its moments, but it wasn't that great, you know. And then I watched Loki, and by the time Loki was done, I was like, all right, I don't know. This whole entire thing has been ruined for me. They've created or released like different shows since then, and the latest one is She-Hulk, and Disney has been trying to play up She-Hulk like it's just the greatest thing that they've ever made. And every time they release something about it, it just gets worse. Today, I get on the internet and I see this, and I'm just gonna shut up and let you guys watch it.
Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. But when I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or I might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you.
Just right off the bat, she has to control her anger infinitely more than Bruce because some men catcall her on the street or mansplain to her. For those of you who don't know anything about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, okay, I'm just gonna fill you in on what the dude she's talking to has been through, okay? He was the first one to actually have the Hulk thing happen to him. He had to do that all alone, right, which is probably very scary. It scared him, and he hated it so much that he ran off into the wilderness, where he became a doctor to villages in Africa and like these third world countries and stuff, in order to stop himself from ever transforming and causing damage, okay? Because that's where he found peace. Then he was used and mind controlled so that he turned against his own team, okay? And almost sank an entire carrier, all right? Because that's just his power. And he was so scared of his power, all right? He's had to live with that. Then, let's just name off some of the greatest hits. He becomes a slave in a gladiatorial arena, which he actually did kind of like, but I mean, like, he was just being used because he was good for a show, all right? Escapes, immediately gets his ass beat by a genocidal alien, which kicked off a string of failures that led to the blip, like half of the universe being wiped away. He blamed himself for that. And he was so scared of Thanos after that because he had... I mean, the Hulk doesn't get his ass kicked. He just doesn't. But he got his ass kicked easily by Thanos. All right? Then the love of his life dies, and there's nothing that he could have done about it. Okay? Leading all the way up to him being the person who had to put on the Infinity Gauntlet and snap everyone back into reality, which damaged his arm so badly. It was like so painful. And this woman is over here going, "Oh, you don't know what it's like because I get catcalled." Shut up. Shut up. This is some of the most awkward. This is stupid. This is stupid TV. This was written by people who, A, did not pay attention to the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all. And it's almost like a wish list of things that they would like to say on TV to a superhero. And it makes absolutely no sense. It is so cringy. And also, I'm going to point out something. She talks about how she has to control her anger because of all of those things. She was getting angry at the very end. Anyway, it's so stupid. She was like, explain, I have to control my anger more than you. Because she gets catcalled, you guys. She gets catcalled. That makes her way more put upon than Bruce freaking Banner, who has had existential crises because an alien like beat his ass down to nothing, and he was supposed to stop him so that he would stop his genocidal quest. Jesus, it's so. This is the absolute state of Disney right now. This is Disney. While Warner Brothers is actually making steps to turn it around, Disney is like, let's go full on into that brick wall, baby. Just slam the accelerator down. I want the crash to be monumental. Look, I normally am the kind of guy who is all about giving things a chance before I truly judge them. But everything that I have seen from this show, including this clip right here, tells me that it is not worth it anymore. Here, I will say this. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and I wrote this not long ago. I wrote it in the review. Kind of told me that at this point, Marvel is a take it or leave it brand. Okay, the movies, you can go watch them if you want. You might get a little entertainment out of it, but to be honest with you, you could skip it. It used to not be that way. You know, Marvel releases were a big deal back in the day. All right, and you wanted to catch them all because you wanted to stay up with the story. Now I just don't care. I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch Miss Marvel. I don't want to watch Eternals. I still haven't seen Eternals. I don't care. I don't care anymore. If you ask me, 2 movies were released at almost the same time. You had Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness, and you also had Everything Everywhere All at Once, an A24 film. Everything Everywhere All at Once was a far superior film to Doctor Strange. Marvel, in my opinion, is so engrossed in wokeness that it is no longer capable of creating good storylines anymore. The characters are just forgettable. I do not care about them anymore. They have no depth. All right. Everything has to be viewed through this leftist lens of social justice. Feminism has affected it. It's done for me. The MCU, it's done for me. I don't want it. If you are putting messages first, you are not going to make a good product. Disney Marvel has done nothing. It is message first movie making, man. They've done nothing but put the message first. Why would I want to watch that? That message isn't for me. I don't agree with the message. I don't agree with this message. This whole like, oh, women have it so bad. Every sex, all right, face it. And when I say every sex, there are only 2. Face their own hardships. Okay, that can be admitted to. I'm not saying that women don't have hardships. I'm not saying that they don't face anything that inconveniences them or makes their life rough. But you know what? Men do too. All right. The majority of prisons are filled with men. It's men that are sent off to war. Okay. Courts do not favor men at all. We're constantly losing our children and having to pay up to our wives or ex-wives. Okay. We have the most suicides. Okay. More schools nowadays are geared toward women, which is why women tend to succeed more in school than men. All right. We have all of these things and more wrong with us right now. Depression in men is skyrocketing. And we don't get half as much help as women do. I get catcalled and there's mansplaining. There's the pay gap, which isn't real, by the way. You know, they go off on all these tangents about how bad they have it, but it's like no one pays attention to what's happening to men. So when I watch this, all I think is, not only is this stupid on a storyline level, it's stupid on a real life level. It's not going to speak to me. Also, I mean, I have to ask, who is this for? Who is watching this and going, yeah? The only people that I think that it really is going to appeal to is that I'm still, in my 30s, Sex and the City crowd. I've got cats and I am wildly unhappy and I blame men. That's who I think this is appealing to. This is who this is. It's silly. It's just silly. And Disney is no longer making content that is for general audiences. They are making content for a specific group of people. And that specific group of people just so happen to be hateful and sexist and just unhappy in general. And they were allowed to put something together like this. And it's dumb and no one wants to watch it. And it's only going to make them more unhappy. And Disney is going to lose money for it. And you know what? They deserve it.